The idiom has come to life. 2 birds, 1 stone. Good morning, everyone. I'm exploring some of the most unusual places in New Mexico, forgotten, ancient, and today we are leaving our little home base here in Carrizozo at the Valley of Fires, and we're headed to Tularosa to Three Rivers Petroglyphs. Oh wow, check out the pop-up camper coming up on the right. I have never stayed in one, but I'd like to know what they're like. Let me know if you have. I've driven through a lot of the country, and I have to say New Mexico is probably my favorite state to drive through. There's always something beautiful to look at, like this mountain range. It's a really easy trip. We just go straight down Highway 54 for about 20 miles. We take the left onto Three Rivers Road, and about 5 minutes later, here we are. Three Rivers Petroglyph site. All right, let's go into the office here.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, thank you. This is amazing.
What can I help you with?
Well, I just want to see the petroglyphs and maybe you can answer some of my questions.
Okay.
So this is the site, and Christine, our wonderful camp host, is going to just point some things out.
Okay, well, first of all, in this area, there's 21,000 petroglyphs.
Wow.
So the trailhead starts here, and you're going to go about a half a mile out, and there'll be a shade shelter, which is a good point for you to know how far you've gone, how tired are you, whether you're ready to rest or keep going. First half of the trail is well maintained. Second half is what I refer to as excited tourist trail. People got excited about the petroglyphs and continued hiking, and it's formed a rugged trail.
All right, Christine was fantastic, and she gave me the lowdown. So we are on our way now. The path starts off paved and goes to gravel, and unfortunately isn't completely wheelchair friendly. The hike gets more daunting as you go on, so please wear sturdy shoes or boots, bring water, and if you're sensitive to the sun, definitely wear sunscreen. Like Christine was saying, there's over 21,000 petroglyphs at the Three Rivers site. Most of them are easily seen from the trail, which winds through a ridge of large rocks for about a mile. A petroglyph is an image created by removing part of a rock surface by picking, carving, or abrading. So, no, none of these markings are painted on. Images like that are called pictographs. Here's an example. The Three Rivers petroglyphs are outstanding examples of prehistoric rock art created between 200 to 1450 AD by the Jornada Mogollon people. They used stone tools to remove the dark surface on the exterior of the rocks. The number of concentration of petroglyphs makes this one of the largest and, I would argue, most interesting rock art sites in the Southwest. I've been to petroglyph sites in Utah and the fantastic one just to the north of us in Albuquerque, and I have to say, Three Rivers is the most fascinating. This site gives you direct access to all the petroglyphs. I've been to sites where you can only view the petroglyphs from behind a barrier, but here you can climb onto the rocks to get a better view. This is a huge privilege and shouldn't be taken for granted. Please leave these ancient treasures as they are. I was so disappointed to see this. Public service announcement. Don't be rude. You know better. Come on. These geometric patterns are thought to serve as markers for tribal boundaries or clan ownership. The design on this animal image is similar to those found on the black on white pottery of the Mimbres people. You'll see stick figures, a variety of human-looking hands. What do you think, hand or bird claw? And masks, typically with round faces and almond-shaped eyes. This one's even wearing long, dangly earrings. Oh, this is incredible. It's a face, and it's actually made along the ridge there as a center, so the nose actually protrudes. That's incredible. Bird petroglyphs are commonly associated with corn and cloud terraces, symbolic of rain. I think this guy's a lizard. And that looks like a bear claw to me. Let's take a moment to enjoy this amazing view. To the left, we see the Godfrey Hills, and just beyond that is the Lincoln National Forest's White Mountain Wilderness. Much of this view includes the northern portion of the Sacramento Mountains and the prominent peak called Sierra Blanca. See that bright white line on the horizon? That's White Sands National Park in Alamogordo, about 50 miles to the south. If you're in southern New Mexico, you have to go see it. Next, we see the Franklin, Oregon, San Andres, and Oscura Mountains as we look over the Tularosa Basin. So peaceful, still, and just absolutely beautiful. And you have to wonder what life was like here 500 to 1,000 years ago. I finally got to the shelter at the half-mile point. I decided not to go on the excited tourist trail that Christine, the camp host, mentioned, and I just took a quick break, then headed back down. Oh my gosh, the idiom has come to life. 2 birds, 1 stone. We've got a couple other fun faces, and I'm not sure if that's an animal or a person crouched down. And then there's this guy. There's a tail, but I only see hind legs, so it's a mystery. So what it looks like we have here is a hunter with some type of animal in his hand, and then there's another animal saying, "Whoa, that's not good. I'm getting out of here." I don't know. Open to interpretation. There's a foot drawn on the bottom of this rock right next to the fallen animal, and then as we look up, there is a foot and a hand on the top of the rock. The hunter and the hunted once again. This is the best known and most photographed petroglyph at Three Rivers. It's a bighorn sheep filled with Mimbres-style geometric design, and its body is pierced by 3 arrows. And another hunter and prey. And this is another example of how masks are positioned on rocks in such a way to make them 3-dimensional. You can see that little nodule sticking out right on the end of the nose. We've got those 2 big feet on the right, but then look to the left and there's a whole cluster of them. That was incredible. It is so hard to imagine that people lived out here. I mean, yeah. I went back to the office to say goodbye to Christine and stamp my National Parks passport, and she showed me some artwork and told me a story of a photographer named Wayne Suggs. He actually laid down on the ground with the petroglyph between his legs and the camera between the petroglyph and him and waited for the night sky so he could take this picture. Well, I'm just leaving now, and I got so lucky. As soon as I came down off the hill, my phone died. That's how much video I took, because it was at a good 80% when I started. So, boy, talk about luck. Anyway, I'm at 3% now. I had to get in the van and charge it. All right, we're headed back. We are about to pass a spot where something very, very bad happened the last time I was here. It was 2023, and my sister and I were doing my big 60th birthday tour of southern New Mexico, and it was right around here where all of a sudden I heard a clunk and a scraping sound, and I just stopped, and boy did I get a surprise. My muffler and exhaust pipe were completely rusted out, and the pipe was dragging on the ground. I had to crawl underneath and do some magic. So the moral of the story is, I managed to get it put back together. We continued our trip, and then eventually when I got to Albuquerque, I put her in the shop and got her fixed. I just remembered that I promised you a refrigerator update about a month ago, and I haven't come through on that. So now is the time. So here she is, the good old Setpower PT35. She's a little scuffed up, but that's not her fault. That's mine. So still running great. And I've got my cheeses in here. I love having the separate compartment. I can use that for ice cream. Hello. And then you can see I'm running really low on food. But there's no grocery store around here. Anyway, I'm happy to say that everything's going well. And oh, yeah, so my major complaint was that my soy milk was getting frozen. No longer. That is fluid. And that my greens were getting frozen. And no more. They are fluffy, fresh, and delicious. Ha-ha! Score! Setpower for the win! I am going to do something I don't do very often. I am going to cook inside the van. But it's just quesadillas, so that's okay. I just don't like when it's anything like meat or something that's going to splatter or smell. So, it's all good. Here we go. So, I'm also excited to announce that my new Coleman burner has not exploded like the other one did when I went to Ajo. All right, we've got the corn tortilla on, we have the cheese, and then I just like to do a little sprinkle of the old Louisiana hot sauce. And that girl's gonna take a second. All right, and oh, of course, the canister of butane ran out. All right. I say this is real life, right? Let's take this guy out. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. You out of here. You get in here. And we're back. Okay, well, this has had some time to get a little melty, so let's put the top one on. I kind of make them like a sandwich. So we'll just kind of smash that, flip it over, and then we'll give that some time to brown, and then I'll turn it over again and let it brown again. Okay, time to check. Let's do a little flip. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll let the other side brown. Tortilla check. Yep, we are good. Alrighty. Get that girl on that plate. All right, we are ready to eat. See you in a bit. Simple, easy, and delicious. I'm not sure if I showed you this little trick for cleaning up, but it saves on water and it's nice and easy. So we just take a bottle of hydrogen peroxide, pour it into a spray bottle, 50% hydrogen peroxide, 50% water, and then we just spray that on dishes. And of course, it works much better when it's not like a big, gross, greasy plate. So, since this was just a quesadilla, just spraying that, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then we just wipe with a paper towel. All right, it's been sitting for 5 minutes, so you can either take a paper towel and wipe that, or, like I do, because I crochet, I've got a lot of these, so I'll just wipe it with one of these, and I use it a couple times, and I just throw it in the washing machine. So the plate is completely clean and disinfected. All right. Follow me for more exciting and useful van tips. Well, unfortunately, I have to say goodbye to beautiful Valley of Fires campground tomorrow. So I'm just going to get my chair packed in the back of Frida, and we will be moving on. Oh gosh, I know I've said it, but I just love New Mexico so much. This feels like home. It truly does. And I mean, it was for 2 years, but anytime I come back, I just feel like I'm where I belong. And in fact, the one and only tattoo I have is of the Zia symbol. And yeah, I got that when I moved here, and I thought, this is my place. So it may not be my place forever, but it's my place right here in my heart. Chair is packed. Blue water jug is full. And I guess we're wrapping it up here. I really hope that you've enjoyed the first 2 parts of this New Mexican Odyssey, our adventure through New Mexico, exploring just unusual, abandoned, mysterious, or forgotten places. All right, thanks for coming along. As usual, I just want to thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this, if you're enjoying the channel, give the video a like and consider subscribing. Maybe you want to become a channel member, maybe not. That's okay. I'm still going to be here. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. Like I always say, please leave me a comment because I really do love hearing from you. So thanks again, and I will see you from the next magical spot in New Mexico. Bye. Love you.